Hello, I'm Jake and welcome to Jake's Beer Roulette. I'm going to do a video that has been on my mind for a couple of weeks because I get asked quite a lot actually. Um, I'm really grateful for any comments that I get either directly from people who speak with me or if you post a comment on here. I really don't mind if you don't agree with something that I say, so please fire away. Um, but one of the comments that comes up quite frequently is the cost of beer. And some of the beers that I review on here being expensive. People saying things like, I would never pay that much for a beer. Um, it's a reasonable statement to make. I mean, if you're used to paying a certain amount for beers, you wouldn't pay what you see as being over the odds just for the sake of it, would you? So I'm going to try and explain. It's similar to if you buy, the cheap chicken in the supermarket and then cook it, and all the water comes off it and all the fat, and the chicken shrinks down and it's absolutely rubbish. Let's be honest. Or if you pay for really good chicken, you don't get that because it's been treated better in the production. It's the same thing with beer. It's exactly the same thing. Now, what I've got here are two beers, one of which is cheap, and so I'm led to believe is good, and one of which is expensive, and I know is really good because it happens to be probably my favourite beer at the moment. So we've got this, which is Torpedo IPA. It's a West Coast style IPA coming in at 7.2% ABV. From the Sierra Nevada website, you can look to buy this for £3.20 a bottle. There's a delivery charge on that unless you buy in bulk. So it will come in as more than £3.20 a bottle, depending on how many you buy. It's close to £4 a bottle, and it's, as you can see, 355 ml. So what you get is less beer, and it costs you more money than this Lane West Coast IPA, which comes in at £1.49 for a can, 500 ml can, and is 5%. So it's 2%, 2.2% less in ABV than the Torpedo. Now, £1.49 for a can of West Coast IPA of 5%, if it's drinkable, is exceptionally good value. It really is. It's good value. And if that's your thing, if that's what you like doing, is getting a bargain, then maybe this is for you. I don't know because I haven't tried it yet, but we'll give it a go in a minute. I've certainly tried Torpedo, but what you can see immediately from the off, and I hope it comes up on the camera, is a difference. This is slightly hazier, and it's got a kind of like an almost strawberry tinge to it. I don't know if that's coming up, but immediately I'm looking at it and the head looks creamier. It just looks more refined. It just looks better. And for that price, it should be better. The thing is with beer, same as anything, you get ripped off sometimes and you can buy expensive beer and it'll turn out that it's bunk. But this is why I've gone with this one, because it's my favourite beer. And if you've seen anything that I've posted, you'll know I don't drink a lot, but I've tried a lot. So I constantly chop and change. This one, on the other hand, I haven't tried. So what we're going to do is we're going to delve into this, see what it's like, and then I'll compare it to the Torpedo. So it smells good. It smells as you'd want a West Coast IPA to smell. It smells citrusy. It smells slightly piney. And by that, I mean, if you know the smell of pine trees, it's got that kind of like fresh pine woodland forest smell to it. May sound a bit odd, but if you try it, you'll know what I mean. But it smells decent, and I'm gonna get stuck in now. So what you want from West Coast IPA is that you're gonna get some slightly tropical, but kind of more citrusy flavour to it up front, and then it's going to be brushed aside by a really bitter finish. Now, it doesn't taste a great deal up front. It's got quite a thin mouth feel, but the bitter finish is there. The only slight issue is that the bitter finish, to begin with, is just a little bit metallic. Don't get me wrong, it's not awful by any stretch of the imagination, but they do, and you'll have seen if you've seen anything that I've posted recently, they do a New England IPA, and they do another one which I'm going to review hopefully later, which are both better than this. This is by no means a disgrace. For £1.49, it probably is around about a 7 out of 10, just because of the value. If you took the price out of it, altogether and just put it in as a beer, it's fairly just slightly above average as a beer, maybe a 5.5. Look, it's certainly not disgraceful. I've had way worse, but as a West Coast IPA goes, that is the bare minimum. The bare minimum you want from a West Coast IPA. It does tick the boxes, however, it ticks them low. Apart from the bitter finish, that is improving now that I've had a sip. So if we put it up against Torpedo, and immediately the aroma from this is more intense. It's slightly more subtle than the aroma coming off that, but it's more intense. You can tell there's more flavour in it. There's more hops in it. There's a better quality of malt has been used. Plus, it's 7.2%. So, and you can already see that the head from this is vanishing, and the head from this isn't going anywhere. Now, favourite beer, I know what to expect. The problem that I'm going to get is when I drink this after drinking this, I suspect. Let's get involved. Oh, it's heaven. Oh, it's heaven. Straight off the bat, everything that I mentioned that's got is amped up. The bitter finish on this is quite a grapefruity kind of grapefruit peel almost bitter finish, and it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Every time I have this beer, it does this to me. It's like, because it's 7.2%, you almost forget how good it was, because clearly it makes you quite drunk if you have more than one of them. I won't be having more than one of them tonight, but oh my word, goodness me. The intensity of the flavour when you have it, it's got the maltiness, it's got like a slightly, I've heard people sort of like talk bready biscuity. It's not like that to me. It's like a slight sweetness that you get from shreddies, right? So it's that maltiness, and then it's just really intense with the citrus. It goes absolutely crazy with the citrus, and the bitter finish just wipes it clean off, takes everything away, and makes you want to go back for more. As far as value goes, I suppose £3.20 a bottle, that's about right for me. I know you can get it in bottle shops, and I've paid more than that in a bottle shop. And here's the thing, if you want sensationally good beer, and I mean, I've had some brilliant beers of late, particularly from Home Bargains, who sell this one, that are cheap. And they've got a stout in there at the moment, which I posted a review of. It's exceptionally good for £1.49. However, and here's the thing, you will not get quality like that for £1.49 in this country. You might be able to get it in Germany, where beer's a lot cheaper, but you're not going to get anything like that for £1.49. And it's about right. You know, it's the difference between buying yourself a cheap plonk and a really good bottle of wine. Sometimes the cheap plonk is going to come up trumps and surprise you and be really good. However, if you want something as good as this, you've got to pay for it. It's not like things used to be with pubs. And I mean, the fact is, £3.20 a bottle. Is it expensive? No. Go and buy yourself a pint of Madry or a pint of Carling in your local pub, and then tell me that getting this is expensive, because this is, well, I mean, I don't drink those these days. I'd rather not drink beer at all if those are the only two options. I would probably have myself a cider or something like that if they had a decent cider in it, or a bottle in the, a bottle in the fridge. Anything other than that filth. So, yeah, £3.20. That is 10 out of 10 all day long. That, like I say, 7 out of 10 on the value. And I said I was going to taste it after I'd had that. So here's the real acid test. I've had the best beer, my favourite beer. Let's go again. Oh, God. Yeah, it's quite a difference. I mean, the only way to describe it now is washy. Um, it's got a hint of what this has got. It's got a hint. And if you're a first timer, you want to know what a West Coast IPA is like, yeah, go out and get yourself some. It's certainly not disgusting, but having had a mouthful of that, I could easily drain that quickly, because the flavour just isn't there. It does have a good bit of finish. At first, like I said, the first bit was metallic, but now it's growing on me. And it's all right. You can tell the difference. You can see the difference in quality, and you can taste the difference in quality. However, and here's the other thing, you shouldn't drink this as quickly either. It's a false economy, because you will knock a fair few of those back. So you may end up spending the same amount of money drinking this beer as you would this one, because this one is for savouring. You might drain the first one fairly quickly, but the second one is going to hang around for a while, because physically the flavour's so intense, you just don't want it. Anyway, thanks very much for listening. I hope that is the first of a few of these comparison, cheap versus expensive. And one day we'll definitely find a really good cheap beer, and we'll put it up against a crap expensive one. I'm looking forward to that. I hope you are too. Many thanks for watching. I'm going to have another swig of this. Be good health. Have a fine weekend.